Growing your own doesn't necessarily need to be the same old, and sometimes it's worth trying something just a little bit different. When it comes to growing our own food, there's many reasons why we will do this. Quite often it's about our mental health, getting outside, but also it is organic and sustainability. Now, when we get to certain points in our lives, we might feel that we need some supplements. Obviously, always check with a medical professional, but I know that certainly personally, I'm actually using quite a lot of turmeric supplements at the moment. It's filled with antioxidants, it helps with reducing inflammation and all sorts of other issues that women of a certain age actually go through as well. So for me this year, I'm actually going to be trying something a bit different, and it is growing my turmeric and my ginger. Now these are actually rhizomes, which means that they're different to potatoes, which are stem root vegetables, in the fact that the rhizomes actually start to develop underground or underneath the soil, and you get some absolutely stunning foliage. Now quite often these will be used as house plants because they do look stunning, but once I've actually got these developed and started to grow with that foliage, they are then going to go into the polytunnel after the risk of frost has gone past. Now if we have a look at the rhizomes on the turmeric, they're pretty gnarly looking, and actually they sort of look a little bit like Jerusalem artichokes, which is not surprising because they are also rhizomes, although they have a very different impact on our bodies. And all I'm going to do, because I'm just starting them off, is I'm going to plant them into these quite shallow pots. Now, ideally, if I wasn't going to be potting them on, I'd be going for a bigger pot, because our turmeric actually, when it grows, will grow vertically. So it goes into quite a deep root when it is actually growing. So what I'm going to do is, in these shallow pots, is just fill it up with some nice peat-free compost. And then I'm going to get one of my turmerics, and I'm just going to look for some eyes. Now the eyes are these little bits that pop up out of the top, and that's where our foliage is going to grow. And we need the foliage for photosynthesis, so that the energy goes back into these rhizomes, into these roots, and they start to grow. So into the pot, I'm not actually going to go too deep with these. I can probably get about 2 of these into here, and then just give it a light covering over with that peat-free compost and put it to the side. Now when it comes to the ginger, very, very similar situation. We're looking for the eyes, and we have one there, and quite often our ginger will be pretty big, and this one's a bit bigger. And what we can do is we can split it. Ideally, if you're going to split your ginger, you need to let it sort of cure, so that this area here isn't quite so sort of fresh, because it could rot. You can see this one is slightly different coloration because it has already started to heal over. So same thing again, just in another pot, filling this up with some nice peat-free compost. Smells absolutely amazing. And then I'm going to pop it in, making sure that that eye is going upwards. Now I'm probably only going to get one of these in here because they're quite big. And again, just cover them over. Now something that is different with ginger is, rather than growing vertically, the rhizomes will actually start to develop horizontally. So I have to remember this when I come to planting them out in the polytunnel, so that I have enough space, because ideally you need at least sort of 8 inches between your rhizomes when you plant them out. So these are going to be nice and secure in a warm environment, possibly in an airing cupboard, although I have a lot of pots, so my airing cupboard isn't that big. And then once May comes, they are going to then go into the polytunnel. It will take around 10 months before these are really coming to maturity. The foliage will die off, and then I can start harvesting and possibly thinking about dehydrating some of my new rhizomes and my roots, so that I can start using them, maybe in cooking, because they are beautiful in a number of dishes, but also to add to my own supplementary well-being and health.